We are currently hand for hand right now, so I'm just taking a walk in between. There are 266 people left. 260 cash. Today, we're playing another 1600 at the Wynn, but this time there's a 2 million guarantee on the prize pool. So double the one of last time that we played this event. We get 30,000 starting chips and I'm feeling really excited. I've been studying a lot and I'm super pumped to try to apply all the stuff I've been learning. All right, for this one, 500 big blind. One of my favorite dealers named Dennis is in the booth who follows the vlog, so shout out to Dennis. Under the gun opens to 1300 in this hand. I peel the button with ace-8 of diamonds and we see a flop heads up, which comes out ace, 5-4, 2 spades, 1 diamond. This guy continues for 1500. I think I've seen him c-bet almost every single board. Anyway, he does the same here. He bets 1500. I peel. The turn is a 6 of diamonds. So now I have the nut flush draw and gutter, all kinds of stuff. He checks this one. I'm gonna put some money in the pot, especially in case I hit a flush on the river. I wanna build a pot now. So I bet 4K. He calls. The river is the 3 diamonds. So we get the nut flush on the river. You know, it brings 4 to a straight on the board, and now he leads this card, which is very interesting. He bets 5,000 into a pot of 15, I believe, and I only have 20K to start this river action. I just rip it all in, trying to get value from a straight or worse flushes in case he has that. I'm not gonna do something cheeky like just min raise because he's getting odds to call those other hands based on the pot size already. He led so small, so if I go all in for 20, he needs to call 15 into a large pot. So he tanks for a while, but eventually he does lay it down. But we scoop in a nice sized pot and we're up to over 40K. All right, and this one, same blind level, I open pocket queens under the gun one. The same opponent calls a small blind and the big blind calls as well. So 3 ways. The flop is ace, jack, 10, 2 hearts. When it checks to me, I decide to check this one back, especially 3 ways. The turn is an 8 of hearts. I think the flush comes in on the turn. The small blind checks again, and the big blind, who's been very active, he tends to lead the turn, and this is no different. In a 3-way pot, he leads for 2K. I decide to peel, especially having a heart, open-ended basically. I could hit a king or a 9 on the river or a heart. So I'm gonna call this turn. Small blind gets out of there, and the river is an offsuit 7. This time, big blind slows down, he checks. I'm happy to take this one to showdown, so I check it back. Fortunately, he has king of clubs and 9 of hearts. So he turned an open-ender and a flush draw and got there with a straight on the river, but decided not to bet it. So interesting hand. Happy that he didn't bet it and put me in a tough spot, but I probably would have ended up folding anyway. So I don't think he missed out on any value in this particular case, but I was very surprised to see that hand. So yeah, that knocked us back down a tiny bit. Okay, then I'm in the small blind. King 8 of clubs, I limp, he checks. The flop is 10 and 2 low cards with 2 clubs. I c-bet 1 big blind, he calls. The turn is another 10. So I slow down, I check it over to him. He bets 2,000, and with an over to the middling card and a club draw, I'm not going anywhere. So I call. The river is a king of spades. So we hit top pair on the river. I check, he pretty quickly checks back when I turn my hand over. It is good, and we're going to dinner on a pretty happy note. Time for dinner break at the Mexican place right next door. You guys should definitely check this one out. Then I get moved tables and I get ace king offsuit at my brand new table. I have 10 to 12 blinds. Early position opens, middle position calls. I have ace king in the cutoff. I go all in. Both opponents go all in as well. And I'm up against ace jack and king jack. So we're in really good shape. I do hold and triple up. That was everything leading up to this hand. This guy, who is a really good British pro, is at my table. He opens the hijack. I peel the big blind with 10-9 offsuit. The flop is jack 7-6 rainbow. He c-bets for 6K with 2 overs to the 7 and a gutter and a lot of kind of runouts that I can maybe bluff. I decide to float this one. Might be a little risky, but I think it's fine. The turn, the offsuit 5. I check it over to him again and he pretty quickly checks back. So now the river is the 10 of hearts. Interesting card. I have a pair. I just thought it was a pretty good card for me to just check call. What I was not expecting was to check it over to him and him to just put me all in. There's 29,000 in the pot. He goes all in on this river for 40,000, putting my tournament life at risk. Registration's closed. We cannot buy back into this thing. And I just have a pure bluff catcher. What was going through my head was, okay, he could definitely have a jack and is going for value. But as I thought a little deeper about that, I thought maybe he would go smaller to ensure that I call a jack. My line looks pretty weak when I just check call the flop and then check it on the turn in the river. And he's good, he knows what he's doing. So I know that he knows that. So if he really wants to get a crying call, I didn't think he would just shove and put maximum pressure on me. When in poker, your opponent doesn't seem like they want you to call. I think it's a good time to call with a bluff catcher, so that's what I did. I just stuck it in. I don't know, tell me what you guys think about that. And he flips over queen 9 offsuit for a complete air. I felt really good about that call, and even the guy next to me gave me some props. We did a little fist bump. Anyway, that was a really awesome hand, and I was actually kind of proud of myself. I don't know if I would have heroed that even a few months ago. I peaked around 265K before I got moved to another table, and we're getting close to the end of the night. I am exhausted. I'm making this quick, but we bagged for a day 2. Yes, we did it. We have chips in the bag and it's a decently healthy stack. There is an average of, looks like, 208,000 chips. I have 174 in the bag, so it's pretty good. I 3-bet queens that last hand that I played tonight. Flop came ace high. I c-bet tiny and he snap jammed all in. So I was like, all right, I'm out of here. That was around 250K, 175, that'll do it. It's back tomorrow at noon for day 2 at the Wynn. I'm so pumped. I've always wanted to have a score at the Wynn. So please, fingers crossed, one time, let's do this. All right, I'm gonna go home and get some sleep because I have to be back here in less than 12 hours. Looking at the Wynn Poker Room Twitter page before heading in for day 2, I see that 260 of us will get paid. 345 are left, so it shouldn't take too long, maybe 2 hours to make the money. But look at that first place prize, over $500,000 for the winner. This is a 3-day tournament and they guaranteed 2 million and they got way more than that. It's almost 4 million, almost double the guarantee. This would be such a huge spot to run deep. So I'm feeling really pumped as I head into the day. Okay, we are currently hand for hand right now, so I'm just taking a walk in between. There are 266 people left, 260 cash. So 6 away, I have about 20 big blinds. My very first table was very chill. I got a couple of c-bets through, maintained my stack. Now I am at a pretty active, aggressive, everybody's from all over Europe type of table. So complete change of dynamics. I've just kind of had to really tighten up because I don't want to bust right before the money with this stack. Didn't really find any reshove spots or I would have jammed over some of those opens. Yeah, so we're just waiting around. This is the hand for hand process. They started at 6 away. They usually start hand for hand a little bit later than that, but I guess there was a bunch of tanking, a lot of excessive stalling to make the money, so they decided to call it early, go one hand at a time. Every single table has to get through the hand, and you'll see the dealers standing up. When all the dealers at every single table are standing up, that means we move on to the next hand. Still a long way to go, but just getting through to the money becomes a whole new tournament, so exciting. Gonna go sit back down.
Ace Queen versus Ace King. Ace King is a player at risk. Queen Jack 4, King or a 10, 5 on the river.
About 30 minutes later, they make the announcement.
That hand lost 2 players. We are in the money. Congratulations, players.
Yay! So yep, we made the money of the Wynn 1600. Now we're putting our game faces on. We're gonna try to shove and double up, triple up. Okay, I honestly don't know how I'm still in, you guys. I've really had no hands. It's been a little crazy. I've gotten a couple of shoves through. I busted a micro stack with Ace King versus his 8-6. He had like 3 blinds. That's pretty much it. Somehow I'm still in. There's 130 something left, so it seems like half the field is busting every 2 hours. You know, when I come back, I'm gonna have just basically one move, all in or fold. 10 to 12 big blinds I'm gonna have when we come back from break. So fingers crossed. Not sure, like I said, how I'm still in, but we'll see. My table is so much fun right now. Oh my God. We have a bunch of Euros, but they're really nice, really funny. This woman, Angela, who you might have heard of, and Jackie Burkhart is behind me. We're just having a really good time. I get it in right after break with Ace Jack and get called by pocket fours from one of the guys that we're having a ton of fun with. It's a really fun run out. I'll let you guys look at it. Let's see what we got here.
We're doing a little slow.
Thank you. Come on. Ooh, that's a good start.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, no. No. Yay! Oh my God. Come here. Yeah. The next time I am in the small blind, I rip it all in with Ace Jack offsuit. And the big blind calls. I've been playing with him. Shout out to Javier from Spain. He calls me with Queen Jack. Boom. He hits 2 queens. He hits 2 queens for the rest of it, and now I'm walking around here recapping the tournament to you guys. Just so close, 123rd. If I doubled up there, I have more than average stack, and I'm in a great spot to run deep in a huge event with a huge first place prize of over 500K. So, you know, those beats are gonna come. Unfortunately, they came for me today. Gonna keep grinding. I feel like I'm hitting my stride though, just in time for the main, which is in a couple of days. So just gonna keep plugging away. That's all you can do. Play your best. And I was happy with how I played this tournament. So I was in for 1,600. My payout was worth 5,400 for a total profit of $3,800 on this tournament. Obviously wish I could have gone deeper, but there is always another tournament right around the corner. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.